So here's our picture of all of this. So let's take a look at what we have going on here. So here's our diaphragm. We see on the right side the right inferior phrenic vein going directly into the inferior vena cava. We see the right suprarenal vein going directly into the inferior vena cava. We see the right renal vein going straight into the inferior vena cava. And then we see the gonadal vein right here on the right side still going straight into the inferior vena cava. Now the left side is where we're going to see something just a little bit different. And they're all going to have something to do with this big left renal vein here. So left gonadal vein is what we're seeing right here as it drains straight into left renal vein. We see left suprarenal vein also going straight into left renal vein. And then we have the left inferior phrenic vein, and sometimes you'll see it go straight into the renal vein, and then there's other times it'll go into the suprarenal vein first. We also need to talk about the portal system. And so the portal system is going to take blood that is coming from the intestines themselves and funnel it through the liver first before they actually release that blood into circulation. And they just do this so that way the liver can process the blood and make sure there's nothing in there that came through the intestines that shouldn't be in there, say like a bacteria or some kind of toxin. And the hepatic portal vein is going to be the big vein that leads directly into the liver, but it's actually formed by a few structures here. Superior mesenteric vein, which will drain the same structures that the arteries took the blood to, that will drain straight into the hepatic portal vein. Splenic vein coming from the spleen is also going to meet up with superior mesenteric vein, and they're going to form that portal vein. You're also going to see inferior mesenteric vein that'll empty straight into splenic vein. And there are sometimes inferior mesenteric vein will actually come together with all the other two here, superior mesenteric vein and splenic vein, and all three of them form hepatic portal vein. But most of the time you'll see inferior mesenteric vein drain straight into that splenic vein. So here's our picture here. This big blood vessel going straight into the liver, that is the hepatic portal vein right here. So that's where all the blood's eventually going to lead right into. We have splenic vein starting from the spleen coming all the way over here. We see how it actually meets up right there with superior mesenteric vein. It comes together. And then we also see inferior mesenteric vein down here coming all the way up and joining into splenic vein right there. So inferior mesenteric vein normally will drop its blood off into splenic vein, and occasionally you'll see it come right in here in that juncture, and all three of them form the hepatic portal vein. Now the last part of this system is also left gastric vein. This is a little smaller one, draining the lesser curvature of the stomach, but it's just going to drain straight into the portal vein as well. And that's what we see going on right here. Left gastric vein going just straight into the hepatic portal vein. Now once all this blood has been shunted into the liver is able to process it. And then once it says you're good to go, you can go back to circulation. Those hepatic veins that we saw earlier, which are up here, let's highlight those just real quick here. So there they are right there, left and the right. Those are going to take this filtered blood, put it back into the inferior vena cava, and then it will return to the right atrium and go back to circulation.